What's going down, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Axe Fearless. Hold on, let me move my camera. So my camera just busted. Not even joking with you. Busted. Man, I wish I could show it to you guys or whatever, but the back of my camera snapped. The battery, hold on. The battery exploded. Hey, what's going on, Miss Renita? So the battery on my camera exploded. When I have no idea, it's just done. So I'm gonna have to go get a new camera, and I didn't buy the warranty. So yeah, now I gotta go do that. So I think I might go to Nebraska and go grab another one. Whatever. I could just. I bought this camera from Sam's. I mean, I could just take it back and do the old switcheroo, but you know, character won't let me do that. So. So I'm gonna send it back to the manufacturer and kind of go from there apparently. So yeah, so either way, how is hey, what's going on, Rebecca? How's you guys today? How are you? How's everything going? How is everything? Let me move. Hold on, sorry. Let me move my camera over here. I don't know. I'm just kind of moving stuff around. See what works, see what doesn't. Let me move my other computer over here. So anyway, so how's the yeah, so Christopher and Anya went to the zoo today. I got a bunch of pictures from them. They're pretty funny. They're funny individuals, man. Let me see if I can pull them up so you guys can see them. Give me one sec. Mr. Daddy, do you have an iPhone? I don't think he does. Nope, he doesn't. So yeah, I would have to. Well, yeah. Either way, it doesn't matter. But anyway, so that's where they were today. They were at the zoo hanging out. Hey, what's up, Jer Bear? Miss Renita, Rebecca, Chris, Miss Anya. How are you guys? Before we start jumping in, how you guys doing with how you guys doing with your word? How you guys doing with the word? With the word? How you guys doing with the word? He said never gotten one. Okay. Christopher said good. All right, perfect. She said we're doing okay. I mean, we worked for 8 hours at the zoo today. We are fucking tired as hell. Burr's a word. Burr's a word. How you guys doing, man? Good. I love it. Okay, so before we jump in, today is oh perfect. Okay, thank you. Miss Anya has Miss Anya set the pictures up, so give me a second, guys. I mean, okay, extra camera, video, image. Can I? Nope. Okay. All right, so I gotta go out of here. Stop. I'll go to present, screen, window, phone. There we go. There's a. Oh, can you guys see that? So I don't know if you guys can see. Here's Mr. Christopher. Damn. Y'all really can't see shit. Okay, window. Damn, no, you ever. Never mind. Yeah, so apparently, yeah, you guys can't see it. But yeah, so they're here. Sorry guys, I'll have to try to figure out another way to show you guys the stuff. Anyway, though, so so everybody's doing good. Okay. Miss Renita says I'm doing good and didn't give myself an easy talk. Oh, didn't give myself an easy task. So I'm surprised with myself. Good. Good. I mean, here's the thing, man. That's how you know if it's working or not. Renita is when you're trying to figure it out. You know, it's not gonna always be easy by no means. You know, you're gonna have to figure out what works for you. You know, for the most part. Um, it happens, man. I mean, it happens to me all the time. You know, the thing, like I told you before, the biggest thing for me is that I know that I have to come here and that I'm accountable to you guys. So although you don't see what I'm going through, I know what I'm going through, and because we're together at night, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to not show up for myself because that's in my constitution to do that. But that also means that I need something else to kind of help me get through it, which is you guys. So I appreciate you guys for that. All right. So without further ado, let's get our clap on. Well, again, what are we clapping for? Today being day 72. 72 days. We have 28 days left. 28 days left of what we got going on, right? Free coaching, building, Q&A. 28 days left. Uh, we're clapping not only for you showing up, but we're clapping for ourselves because here's the thing. If you don't clap for you, nobody else will either. And not only that, but we give permission for other people to clap for you. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jerry. I like your avatar, Jerry. Your avatar and Sis's avatar look like stunningly like you guys. I love that. I love you guys. And yours too, Renita. All of you guys' avatars look like very much like you. Okay. All right. So today we are talking about core values. And again, we've talked about this before, but like I said, the next few days, we're going to kind of go down the list of everything that we have been talking about for the last 69 days. We're going to kind of rock everything back up now and then build everything else going forward. Okay. Warning, my name is Fearless Cummings. Welcome to Ask Fearless, where we talk about our dreams, goals, aspirations, and or problems. As your host, as your coach, my job is to train you, answer whatever questions you may have, and kind of just sit and be your consigliere, which is basically a personal advisor of such. Um, we go deep on a lot of our conversations. So if that's not really your thing, please go somewhere else. And not only that, I do want to let you know that majority of the time that we talk, it's usually about an hour and a half. So after I'm done with this 100, everything that I do will be very short and spiffy. But for right now, I want to give you everything that I have, everything. So when we're done, you can't say that I didn't give it all to you. Okay? I don't want nobody saying that I kept anything for myself. All right? I may have to teach you how to use some of the stuff again, but you'll at least know what it is. All right, let's move to the next. All right, so please go grab yourself a pen pad or whatever else you need to get focused. Snacks, drinks, pen, blankets, charger, reading glasses. I don't know. I don't care. Just go grab it. Okay. Everything that we talk about is repetitive. So anything worth knowing, learning, teaching, or understanding revolves around being repetitive with it. Okay. Before we get started, if you're new to this, I appreciate you for coming. But we do have a ritual around here. Whenever we hear booze, we automatically know that each and every single one of us is going to have to get booed at some point in life. And those boos are going to they're going to mean one or two things. They're either going to mean, oh, hell no. Hell no. Why y'all booing me? Or somebody like us, the fearless few, we will yell this shit from the depths of hell. From the boogers of Jesus. We need that good old fashioned. Hell yeah. Anytime I hear boos, it lets me know that I'm doing something great. So with that said, can I get a hell yeah? I wasn't feeling the best yesterday, but god damn it, I'm back with you. I'm back. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Miss Anya. Thank you, Jer Bear. Thank you, Renita. Thank you, Miss Rebecca. That's what I'm talking about. Let me shut this off because goddamn it's annoying. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was watching this young man. He was talking about living in Thailand. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to subscribe to his channel. He was talking about the apartment or whatever he lived in. Nice apartment. $700. Big, beautiful place. He said their water bill was $2. Energy was $23. Netflix was, I think he said 8 or 9. He said it only costs a couple bucks to get anywhere, so you don't need to drive. He said phone bill was like $10. I think, was it 10? I think it was $10. And the reason why is because they have such an open market there for a lot of that stuff. They have an open market, which here in America, we don't have that. We don't have that at all. And the reason why we don't have it is because we have what's called a monopoly. And monopoly basically means that there's only a few people that control the whole board. That's why, if you think about it, for years we only we only had, well, I guess no, we had AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile. Then Cricket came later. Boost came later. But those are like subsidiaries of the bigger companies. And now if you think about it, I think who bought Sprint? I think T-Mobile. Are they the ones who bought Sprint? So now we have Verizon, Sprint, and AT&T. You got other little companies too, but those are the three big ones, right? So most of the towers used will be used in one of those three towers for the most part. And in Asia, they have a whole open market, which means that your phone bill is going to go down drastically. So having a $300 phone bill to them would be unheard of. That's half their rent for some of them. Just saying. I thought that was a pretty cool perspective. Anyway, so here's the thing. As your life coach, my job is I'm only here to help. Hey, I don't know if I want to move to Thailand. I don't know if I want to move there, but I would sure love to visit. I don't know if I want to move there, but I would sure love to visit. I would love to visit. What say the rest of you guys? Where would you guys like to go if you could? Just throw it up there. You already know what that sound is. Word of the week, sponsored by Believe. Definition, it's a noun, which means it's a person, place, or thing. Australia. Okay, Jer Bear. A conviction or acceptance that something is true or exists, even often without proof. Even without proof. Okay? It's the mental acceptance of a claim, idea, value, or experience as real, valid, or something that, ooh, guiding. Jamaica. Okay. I'm loving that. I'm loving our answers. Okay, so what are our daily duality of belief? So the synonym, which is a word that's like, belief is trust, confidence in the reliability or truth of something or someone. And the antonym, which is a word that's opposite of belief, would be skepticism. Yes, boys and girls, skepticism. An attitude of questioning or doubt towards claims or beliefs. All right. I ain't gonna lie to you. I kind of like our little music. I kind of dig it. Okay, so we got Australia. What Christopher said Israel. Okay, what about you, Miss Anya? Where do you want to live? I mean, if you had to, I don't know if I asked if you guys want to live there or just go there. You know what? So did I. I'm not gonna lie. I love the music. I love the music. We might have to just start playing a little bit of music on some shit. I don't know. All right, so Iceland. Okay. So wouldn't that be Greenland, Rebecca? Because I've always known that they were reverse. Wasn't Iceland? Isn't Greenland extremely cold in Iceland? It's not. Christopher Dady said Germany. Germany. Put some good German sausage. German sausage. I love the music. Okay, yeah. Okay. Miss Anya said I want to live in Hollywood or LA, Los Angeles, or Florida like Pensacola. Really? I didn't know that about you, Miss Anya. Okay, Greenland is colder, yes, but Iceland has glaciers. Oh, okay, and hot springs to swim. Hot springs to swim in, and I love to swim every day. Okay, okay. I'd at least like to see that. I would at least like to see that. All right, guys, I am so sorry. You know what? Here, let's I didn't create kind of fun facts about values. Okay, oh, that's kind of tight. Ah, nice. Okay, we got some good ones for you guys. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I forgot to add them here. You know what? I'll just make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. So it says so that you guys can kind of see how I put everything together. Okay, so number one, values are caught before they're taught. Most of your early values aren't explained. They were modeled by family, teachers, or cultures before you even chose them. So, values, just like our beliefs, are usually borrowed from other people. Again, because you don't have any experiences, really. You only have exposure, right? Not experiences. You only have exposure. That's it. Okay. All right. So let's jump in. So, what are values? Values are the non negotiables that guide your behavior, decisions, and your identity. They represent what you truly stand for, not what sounds good, but what shapes how you move. Okay. So, why are they important? They simplify complex decisions. They protect your energy from people pleasing and chaos. They build self trust because it starts by following a code, not a mood. And what we mean by that is we run off of what is, not how I feel about what is. Well, remember, we talked about that before. That's why having values is so important. So important. Now, today we're just kind of skimming them. Tomorrow we'll actually go over again because here's the thing there was a homework assignment that I gave you guys. So we're going to be touching on that. Okay. So, poop, poop, poop. Be ready. All right. So, number one. So, what are these ones again? So these will be the cons, right? So why do people not have values, and what happens when you don't have them? Number one, because like everything else, most people never define what it is, right? So example is that uh, people say family is everything, but keep choosing relationships that dishonor your peace. And I really wanted you guys to focus on that word choosing, but keep choosing relationships that dishonor your peace. We choose relationships where people overstep boundaries. We choose relationships where people test our character. Do you see what I'm saying there? How many of y'all, by show of hands, have done that before? Well, whether consciously or unconsciously, how many of us have chosen people that consistently overstep their boundaries, that shit all over our peace, that if we weren't family with these people, you'd probably never talk to them. And some of them, you may have to speak to them. Show of hands, how many say yes? Chris said yes. Some guy named Fearless said yes. All right, there it is. Miss Rebecca, Mr. Jerry Bear. I love it. So the question is, have I ever written out what I truly value? Which again, we have, but we're going to touch on it one more time today and tomorrow, because after this, we move on. We're not touching this again. Okay. Have I ever truly, hey, what's going on, Jessica? Have I truly ever written out what I truly value, or have I just been repeating what I was told? And remember, when we talk about this, we do that a lot. We're always thinking that, well, these are my ideas, but you really think about it, they're not. Right? So reality is, if you don't define your values, you'll live by somebody else's, and then you'll think that that's just normal. You will think that it's normal. You'll think that it's okay to live by them. And you won't even question it. Won't even question it. All right, number 2, they confuse feelings with values. We confuse our feelings with values. Example, you avoid conflict because it feels uncomfortable, even when the truth needs to be said. How many of us, by show of hands, have not said some things sometimes because it's going to be uncomfortable for you saying it and also for them hearing it? Raise your hands. Say aye. Because I know I have. How many of us have avoided telling people shit because it's uncomfortable sometimes? Jessica says aye. Rebecca put something in there. She has her hand up, aye. Everybody says hello. Hey, look at that. Everybody says aye. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, am I making decisions based on what I value or what I feel? Am I making decisions based on what I value versus what I feel? Reality is that emotions are temporary. Emotions are temporary. They switch all the time, don't they? But if I were to ask you what your values are, for the most part, they're not going to change. The priority of where you have them might change, but they're still going to still be there, correct? Emotions change all the time, from day to day, not even day to fucking day, minute to minute, hour to hour, second to second, right? They're always changing. But your values don't, though. Values are timeless. They don't change at all. I mean, well, they do, just not as much as emotions will. So one protects you in the moment, and the other one shapes your life. feeling a particular way is only going to matter for a couple minutes. Like I said, I get into bad moods all the time. I just don't stay in one. I get into them, don't stay there. I don't like how I feel when I'm in a bad mood. I'll be pissed for a little bit. I'll talk my shit, then I'm done with it. Move on. How many of you guys do that too? And don't lie. How many of you guys let your emotions run shit as opposed to your values? If you're an emotional type of person, I want you to put E. Just put E for emotions. If you're a value type of person, I want you to put V for values. Which one do you let run the most? Which one do you let run the most? E for emotions or V for values? Oh, Renita, I could see that with you. Christopher said E. What say you, Jer Bear? Oh, emotions. Okay. 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 So for me, it used to be different. For me, it used to be different. Mine was more emotions until I'm not be honest with y'all, until I started doing what we're doing right now. I mean, now I'm more on the value side than emotion. What about you, Jessica? I'm gonna go E for Jessica too. Jessica is in that E. She's with the E's too. Yes. Miss Anya, you are Miss Anya, you're kind of hit and miss with this because you are a very emotional person, but you're very value based. You know what's important to you, and you run those off of your emotions. If that makes any sense. You're not just, you're literally like, again, you're the only person I know that runs them both simultaneously. You're very valued, like you understand what your values are, but you're very emotional with them. Yes, you're very, that's what I said, Miss Jessica. You are very much emotional. Anya, you're probably the only person I've ever met that kind of straddles them both equally. Look at that. You damn right. Yes, you're probably the only person I know that's like that. I don't know many people like that. They're usually either one way or the other. And you can go from one to the other. Nothing wrong with that. But you literally ride the fence. And that, like, that's crazy. I never even thought about that until just now. All right, number 3. They're afraid to stand on something. Ooh. Example, you stay quiet when things get, you stay quiet when things feel wrong because you don't want to rock the boat. Let me say that again. You stay quiet when things feel wrong, getting that feeling, because you don't want to rock the boat. Again, that almost sounds like the same question we just asked. So I don't need to ask you this again because you just said that the thing about what are we on? About us choosing to keep the peace. Right? So that's kind of like the same thing, but it varies a little bit as well. Excuse me. So the question is, what's the cost of being liked but never respected? I want y'all to really think about that. What's the cost of being liked when no one respects you? Then what? You guys see what I'm saying? How many of you guys have really had to question that before? Just put a question mark. You don't even have to put I or there yet. Just put a question mark. How many of you guys have really had to question that before? And if you haven't, just say no. But if you really had to question, what's the cost of being liked if nobody respects me? Miss Jessica said, yeah, oh, she got that question mark out. I fucking already knew it. Miss Renita, I already knew it. I already knew it. I knew you were gonna be. I knew it. You usually you usually you usually go opposite of what I think you're gonna do. This one I had a feeling you was like, nah, I'm cool on that. This is funny. She said, nope, I'm good on that. and understanding your character, Renita, I understand that. Like I can see that with you, just understanding your character. That's funny. All right, reality. Here's the thing: if you don't stand for something, you will tolerate everything and lose yourself piece by piece in the process. He said, I feel like you can't be liked without being respected. Hmm. I feel like you can't be liked without being respected. I don't know if I don't know if I agree with that, Jerry. I don't know if I agree with that. And I'm gonna tell you why. And again, maybe I'm overthinking it too. But I've been around people that see, I think that it all depends on what we mean by being liked. Because here's the thing, and Jessica and I were talking about this. Jessica and I were talking about this before too. So the word respect basically means just to see something. It means to see somebody. That's what the word um, ES SPECT spec as in spectacle, as in spectator, um, optical. It's all the same thing. It means to see something, right? So I think that a person can be liked but never seen. If that makes any sense. See, I think that a lot of us kind of we always we take these certain words, and again, Jessica and I was just talking about this earlier, and we usually think that everybody that we all use the same definition when it comes to certain shit. Okay, I love that. She said, "I call bullshit. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, I love it. Give it. Give it to me. This is this is where the rubber meets the road on." Okay, and that's kind of what I was just. That's literally what I was just thinking about as well when he said that. Because here's the thing. He said, Miss Rebecca said, if you don't see them, you don't like them, or whatever. But that's just it, though. I've I've met people that I mean, I'm cool with them or whatever, but I wouldn't necessarily say I respected them. There's certain people that I found that certain actions that they have were honorable, but them as people, I didn't necessarily like them. You know what I'm saying? It's just maybe what they did was cool versus everything else about them. Yeah, if that makes any sense. So I mean, I think that you can still see an individual or whatever, and kind of like, see, I mean, when I wrote it, I was kind of conflicted, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. Thank you, Miss Renita. Miss Renita said I've been in a situation where I was liked but not respected until I checked the situation, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. She said I did base it, but for but that's kind of what I was talking about pertaining to like what Renita just said, because I've been in that situation before where the what's the cost of being liked but not respected. I mean, you know what I mean? Like if a person's laughing at you, or if you're joking or something like that, right? Or if you're, matter of fact, fuck it, if you're a comedian, people will still spend money, they'll still whatever, and they may like your comedy, but they may not necessarily like you as a person. They just maybe like your perspective, and then that's it. So this is asking, like, what's the difference? What is it costing you being liked but never respected? It's kind of like the record company and the artist. Fuck are you talking about? We love you. We don't respect you, but we love you. You know all the stuff you do for us. This is beautiful. You go out there, you bust your ass, you create all this stuff. We're gonna take 80% of what you do. Number one, and then when you go on the road, all the ticket sales, all the merchandise, or whatever, we're gonna bill you for all of this stuff because we paid for it. Technically, you paid for it, but we paid for it, and then you can pay us back. And then on your next deal, guess what? You're already $500,000 in the hole from your previous album, which went on to making like $5 million. And I just advanced you one. So I make all that money back, and you still owe me an extra 500,000 that we'll just roll over to your next recording contract. Okay. 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 Hold on. I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So then how should I have actually wrote that out? That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so it's sort of like a person in a group that everyone pretty much likes, but treat them like a flunky or something, right? Like take their kindness for weakness, but still Like the person. Okay. You, the whole person. You, one. Okay. Qualities that you have that we like you. Two, the other parts of you that we may not like that make us not respect you. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes perfect. Okay, I get that. That makes sense. So basically, what we're saying is that I mean, yeah. So then everything in life has its own duality, but then explaining it from this standpoint would actually be confusing because technically it would be two separate things as opposed to the one. So for me, it would be the one and all encompass type of thing, but technically it would be two, not necessarily the one. But then the way that I'm putting it out, it seems like there's two instead of one. That makes sense. That makes sense. So that just means that I will need to restructure that sentence a little bit better. It to be a little bit more clear in the you that I'm speaking to. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for saying that. Because I get that. Now, oddly enough, Renita understood exactly where I was going with it. But then you were like, no, 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 no. There's two separate. And that's the thing I love about how people can see one thing and come away with two totally different purviews on it. I love that. But I like that though. I like that. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Using you're using imprecise language and making me fight you. Got you. That makes sense. I got you. So it's kind of like separating the person from what they do, I guess in a way. Okay, so she says, I can like a lot of parts of a person and not really respect the whole you of them. God damn it, move this. Okay, perfect. Okay. But if I like them while the units of them and respect the you that they are, even factoring in their faults. Okay, that makes sense. Miss Anya said that is totally true. You got that, Miss Anya? Okay, nope, that makes sense. While equals coal. Correct. Okay. Now I get that. I mean, like one of my favorite authors just so happens to be a comedian. I don't like his comedy, but I love his commentary. I love his books. And matter of fact, his movies are even okay. I just don't like his comedy. So I still like the person as a whole, I still don't like that aspect of the whole, but I still like the guy. But then there's other people that I do like certain people's music, but I would wish that it was somebody else singing it instead of that person because I don't respect that person at all. But I love their music. See what I mean? But I get you. I love that. I love that. Okay. All right. So we'll okay. So you have people that love their parents but are very disrespectful. So there it is. There it is. And that makes sense too. Honor that mother and father. Yeah. The people who love their parents but very disrespectful. Don't respect them at all. I get that. Oh, I like this. I like this. Yeah, he has a very Kanye has a very unique way of looking at things. I would t- I would even I would love to say peculiar, but we're still saying the same damn word. Whatever, it's just another synonym of it. But yeah. All right, so now we're talking about so the first three were why people the reasons people don't build their own value systems or whatever. And obviously what happens when you don't. This will be three reasons why we do and why we should and how to do. Hold on, let's see. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna be talking about how to build all of ourselves, literally step by step, which we are going to go through step by step again, because I want to make sure that once we're done with this topic, once we're done with this subject, we can all move on. So that means that the ones that we've already created, pull them out. Let's start looking at them again and make sure that this is what's working for us. Okay? I really want to make sure that we get this stuff resignated so that we can live by that shit. Which I know some of us are already doing it, but there's nothing wrong with going over your stuff every so often. Like I tell you, I go through mine all the time. Okay? Not as much as I do my emotions, but you should still look at your values, and then we'll get into our principles, and then we'll get into those other things too that are really cool. And then, like I said, we'll mush everything together, and then we'll move in unison together with everything else. All right. So, example number one: they keep you from betraying yourself. Okay. This is why it's important to have values. So, you used to say that you used to say yes to everything. Now your values remind now your values remind you to say no. To say no. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have um that your value is to I like to say no to everything. No, your value could be family first. See what I mean? That value could be Caden, family, friends. That comes first. That's up on top. Okay. Um, Afterwards it could be I love to read. Why do I love reading? I love reading because it makes me feel good. I love everything about it. I love learning new words. This and the other. Teaching. I love to teach because I love to inspire the next generation to come after me and to do better than me. Um, I love doing this and the other, right? So again, when I understand what these things are, I know what they mean to me. So if I say that I love to read, write, and teach or something like that, right? Or learn, read, learn, teaching. I know what those things are for me. I know what they do for me. You see what I'm saying? Let me see. Move this up a little bit. Okay. Right. So I know what these things are for me. I know what they mean. Right. So when I'm looking at something like this, it reminds me not to betray myself because it's not me necessarily that I'm betraying. It's my kid that I'm betraying, and we're not doing that, right? So, question is, how many times have I ignored myself just to avoid disappointing other people. And I think that we could probably all show of hands on that one. How many times have I ignored myself, my happiness, just to avoid disappointing somebody else? Right? But the reality of that is that clear values create self-respect. Without them, self-betrayal becomes a habit that you don't even notice. And you don't notice it because it's a habit. It's something that you do without even thinking. You've been doing it so long that you don't, right? Just like when you don't keep your word to yourself. You do that shit enough, you, man, you can tell yourself whatever you want. And if you were to look in the mirror, your face is going to be like this. Right? Oh, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And your face the whole time is, this motherfucker lying. He ain't going to do any of that stuff. He don't even make his bed in the morning. He show up to everything late, constantly. See what I mean? Now, again, that's not on my value list of things to do, but that is, that is something that is, yeah, that is, man, I didn't even see that. That is a really good point, Renita. That, here's the thing. The thing that I love about these conversations is like I keep trying to tell y'all, man, I don't know everything. As a life coach, I love to learn. So I don't give a fuck who teaches me. I want to stay open as possible to learn as much as possible. And if you guys remember, I told you from day one, I need you to disagree with me because I'm not always right. I need somebody to stump some of this shit out. Like, hey, no, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, how? You see what I'm saying? And I mean, Renita comes along and Rebecca comes along like, nah, yeah, I don't know about that one. This is what I've seen. This is what I've experienced. And again, if you guys think about it, this is not what you were exposed to, it's what you've experienced. And not only experience, you have the evidence for what you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? I love that. Love it. Here's the thing, I can't speak for other people. I can't speak for other coaches. I'm not gonna lie to you. If y'all were to go somewhere else and be like, no, I don't think you know what you're talking about. Here, what about this right here? They may be, they may disagree. I don't know. I don't. Like, I want to get better. So that means that I have to put this out and I might be wrong. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. I love it. So, like, y'all, thank y'all. I love that. Again, even when I write stuff, I'm like, I don't know if I see where I'm going, but let me put it out. Let me see where I can go with this. And if I don't like it, then I'll change it later. So based on that, I'll probably change it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll either restructure the sentence or the question differently, or just scrap it and create something new based on the question I was asked. If that makes any sense. But no, I love that, guys. I thank you. Both of you. Thank you. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so clear values create self-respect. Without them, self-betrayal, all that stuff, whatever. And that's kind of what happens is that when you don't have a clear set values for yourself, then everything just kind of runs amok. Like you don't know what you don't know because you don't have anything written down. You don't have anything set in stone. Everything changes like your attitude does. You know? I mean, and even if you didn't know how to read, I mean, there's people that don't know how to read anything, but they'll still stay true to who and what they are based on cultural uh, dictations, if you will. No, we don't do that over there. That's not good for the whole, right? Oh, we don't do that over there because that's culturally not good for everybody. Like there's I was reading this story about some guys in I think it was someone either in Alaska or Canada that go fishing every morning. It was two sons and a father, and they went in and they grabbed I think 4 or 5 pieces of fish. Right? Cool. Okay, it's fine. And then the next day they went back and they got like 10 pieces of fish. And then the father sees it and he says, "Why do you have so many?" And they're like, "Well, I mean, because it was there." And the father's like, "Why do you have so much? Because we're just gonna waste it. It's not like we're gonna eat it all. Go put the rest back, or go give it to somebody else. Only take what you need. Leave the rest for everybody else." I've always loved that. I've always loved that. Okay. What do you guys think about that? Take what you need, leave the rest for everybody else. What do you guys think about that? Jerry, Renita, Rebecca, what do you guys think about that? uh, I love, hey, stop. I love, hey, do you like Long John Silver's? I love me some Long Johns. I'm just saying, I love it. I love fish in general, but Long Johns, I love me some Long John Silver's. I very much like Long John Silver's. It's so funny. Out of all that shit, you're thinking about Long John Silver's. Take what you need, save the rest. Yeah. Hey, no, so do I. So do I. Uh, Chris said, yeah, you know what? I like the hush puppies, but only if they're fresh. Cause they've burnt my shit several times. Like burn my stuff. That shit's like why do you what? Stop. Christopher said, ooh, I love fish, but I go to most fish and CB. What are you saying fuck yes to, Jerry? Most fish or Long John Silver's? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I love them both. Love them both. And I like them both for different reasons. Like I couldn't eat both of them like on the same day. I'd have to eat Long Johns on one day the other one on another. Matter of fact, I might go grab a Long John Silver sandwich tomorrow. Have you guys been to Mo's Fish? Excuse me, Mo Fish in Council Bluffs? Joe Test was amazing. But I mean, they're gone now, but man, they've been around since I was a kid. Back when they used to be in North Omaha. Do you remember that, Renita? When Joe Test was in North Omaha off of whatever in Ames. But even before that, I think they were in like 20, what they like on 16th? I think they were like on 16th Street. I think they were like 16th back in the day. Now, Mo's Fish is good. Mo Fish over in Council Bluffs, amazing. Right off the interstate. Off the interstate. Mo Fish. It's on. I don't know the name of the street. I just know it's right off of. I just know it's right off the interstate. Like what is that? I think that's 29. Right off Interstate 29, I think. I don't know. People look it up. I think it's right up. It's on Nash Boulevard. Uh, it's on Nash Boulevard in Council Bluffs. It's on Nash Boulevard. Nash Boulevard, like when you come in, if you're getting off of 29, not Broadway, because that's on the other side of town, but 29 off the interstate, off the highway, I'm sorry, off the highway, 29. You take your immediate left, because I think that street is L. Is that L? No, that's 25th Street. So you take a left on whatever that intersection is, and then Mo's Fish should be right to your right hand side. Yeah, Joe's that's pretty good. Um, yeah, it's the only way I can explain where Mo Fish is Nash Boulevard because it's not really by anything significant. Like right behind it is like an open lot, and then behind that there's like apartments. There's a what is that? An old folks home or a funeral home next door to it, and then if you go down the street a ways on Nash Boulevard, the police station, no, the jail is right down the street because the jail is on 16th and Nash. Is it? Yeah, it's on 16th and Nash Boulevard. Or whatever, because that's the cross street is 16th and then Nash Boulevard. So yeah, whatever. It's on Nash. God damn it! Now I gotta go look it up for y'all. All right, here we go. I don't like the pork tenderloins. I'm just saying their food's really good. I usually get the boneless catfish dinner. Um, but yeah, so if you look at again, so if y'all can see, hold on, let me see if I can. So the interstate, right? What is it? 29. Yeah, so right off of Interstate 29, like I said, you get off around here, and then it's right here. And then if you go down the street a ways, Big Lake is here. Potawatomi Jail's right here, off of Nash Boulevard. Well, I guess Nash turns into Big Lake Road, so it's off of Big Lake Road is where the police station is. But Nash turns into that. I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I am horrible with directions. Not gonna lie to you. Trash. This guy. Trash. He said I mapped it. Okay, yeah, you guys gotta go there. I would say let me know whenever you guys are going. And well, they got chicken strips, so I'll meet you guys there if you wanna go. I'll me and Miss Anya can meet you down and we'll grab Chris some food if he's already working. Oh yeah, you guys are good. Okay, so number two, we got two more and we're done. Um, they make hard decisions easier. And this is by understanding that you have values and what your values are. It makes your shit just a little easier. What? Okay. Miss Renita said that Miss Renita said she's been there. It was good. Okay, perfect. Yeah, their food's good. Their fish is good. And here's the thing though, you can't have a fish restaurant and fuck up on fish. Just saying, man. Come on now. Come on. So either way, so example is that you get offered money or more money, but the opportunity conflicts with your principles or values. Well, use your principles too, I guess. That's fine. So the question is, does this align with who I've decided to be or just what I want right now? Does this align with who I've decided to be or what I want right now? And with something like this, that I get that too because I've been offered jobs before, I've been offered contracts before that that went against what I was trying to accomplish. So if I say that like I love being an independent contractor, I love working for myself. Oh, sorry. So so the first three um were they're in order but out. So um so the first one that you wrote here is actually number four. Matter of fact, here. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, when I wrote them, I wrote the first three for um, values and what happens when you don't have them and why they're important. And then the last three I wrote for when you do have them, why is it important? Why is it so important to have them? Or whatever. So if that makes sense. So I went three and three instead of going one through six. I went one through three and then one through three again. My fault. Sorry about that. Because if you look at this here, They're all, see what I mean? All these are in order. Whereas the other ones were not. Sorry about that. No, we got you. We got you. Thank you for saying something. Thank you for saying something. I'll make sure that I kind of structure my shit a little bit better next time. No, no, no. Even better. I appreciate you taking notes. You're taking notes. Thank you, my guy. Shit. Thank you. Okay. So, um, all right. So then, reality is that when your values are clear, the answer reveals itself. So you need to stop worrying about. You need to stop needing advice for every single fork in the road. Remember, like I told you guys before, once you understand exactly where your values are, where your principles are, and all that stuff, whatever, being clear isn't about knowing your direction. Being clear is about knowing who you are and walking in that direction. So it doesn't matter what's in front of you. No one gives a shit. What matters is the person that's walking in front of whatever the opportunity is. So if this is my due north, wherever I'm facing is my due north, right? So if this camera is right here, it's facing my due north. But if I'm facing over here, this is still my due north no matter what. So I still know who I am no matter what direction I'm facing. You see what I'm saying? So when an opportunity comes to you and it doesn't align with who you are, regardless of what it is, if it doesn't align with you, then no thank you. If somebody says to me, listen, um, there's a huge well, we want to give you a contract. It's going to be for 3 months, but it's going to be in China somewhere, right? We're going to give you however much money, name your price, this that, and the other, blah, 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 this, whatever, whatever. I would turn it down. I would turn it down. Now, I'm not turning down the money. I'm turning down that opportunity because it doesn't align with me being the best father I can be. That would mean that I would need to pull my son out of school or that he would have to stay with his mom for that 3 month time period. You see what I'm saying? I haven't really been away from my son like that. Now, if we were to do it during the summertime, we could do that. And then I can have him flying back and forth, all that good stuff. But during the school year, couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be able to do that. Right? So it would have to be that again, father first. To be the best father that I could possibly be. Period. That comes first. Everything else comes after that. Now we can restructure that deal where it works for something like that. Then perfect. I'm all aboard. But if I'm gonna have to be going and he can't come, no thanks. Give that opportunity to somebody who wants it. But it wouldn't be for me because I know where my values are. That boy is my value. You see what I'm saying? So that's that. When we talk about that, who I've decided to be versus what it is right now, that's something different. You know, and I think sometimes we're going to be met with opportunities like that too. I think that you will be, whether it's people, situations, circumstances, ideas, beliefs. You're going to be met with that too. We all are. Okay. But knowing what is important to you, it makes making hard decisions easier. I'm not saying they're going to be easy, they'll just be easier. Just saying. Okay. So, reality is when your values are clear, the answer reveals itself. And again, we already talked about that. So, I'm gonna move the fuck on. Do you guys understand where I'm coming from with that? Can I get a hell yes? Say hell yeah, Phyllis. I got you. Can I get a hell yeah? You guys understand where I'm coming from on that? Doesn't not it don't matter what the opportunity is if it does not coincide with me being a father. If that value is not the top thing, it don't work for me at all. I can't do it. I can't touch it. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing in it for me. And fuck, I love money. But I love that boy way more than that. And that time away from him, 3 months, fuck off. No, I'm good. Get that shit to somebody else. Now, if we can all go together, see y'all. We'll be speaking Cantonese in this motherfucker. Actually, Mandarin. Like, Cantonese is a very particular dialect. It'd be Mandarin. But you get the point. Anyway. All right, so number 6, which is our last one, they give you an eternal peace that nobody can touch. It's kind of like being a superhero. You know, like when Superman, when he opens up his shirt and he has that Superman crest like sitting right there. When you have values, when you understand what your morals are, scruples, when you have a set of principles that you live off of, that is like a fucking superhuman strength. It's like being a gang of one. You. And I say that because I'm going to give you a story right quick. So, you guys have all heard of the philosopher Socrates, right? So, Socrates Socrates was annoying as fuck. Number one, annoying as fuck. Nobody liked him. Short, pudgy little motherfucker, always walking around asking questions, constantly questioning everything. And here's the thing: this is real life. This isn't like some metaphor, some parable. No, this is real life. This has been documented by all kinds of people who knew him or knew people that knew him. Okay, all facts. He was annoying as fuck. And that's also what got him killed. Okay? It's also what got him killed. So he died because of impiety. Impiety is when you have no respect for our culture, for our ways, for our God. They said that he was corrupting the youth by getting them to think. As opposed to just being told what to think, get them to think independently. And he was asked to unalive himself. So they told him they sentenced him to death. Okay. He said, okay. And everybody around him said, man, you should run. Just leave. He said, no. Nope. I'm not going nowhere. His friends, his wife, his kids, all of them. This is real life. They told him, bro, just go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else. Just leave. You ain't gotta be here no more. They will unlock the door for you just to walk off. He told them, nah, I'm cool. If this is how they want me out, then this is how I'll go. Right? But here's the thing. See, the problem is if I walk, they know that they won. His poison was hemlock. You drink it, you're out of here. It's poison. He called all of his friends, loved ones. He drank it, then he left because of principle. He refused to be on a fucking lam because of somebody else's fear of him just asking questions, getting people to think for themselves. So when I tell you guys that having a set of values, why y'all think I don't ever talk about fucking money? I mean, we do, but we've done this, 72 times now? We've talked about money probably 2 or 3 times. That's it. Well, we've actually done whole entire segments on money. Everything that we talk about is in here. Everything. Everything. Because what I'm giving you, what I'm hopefully trying to extract from you, is the greatest fucking gift that I gave to myself when I was in that fucking car. I'm just saying. It's a superhuman strength to be able to go through anything and still smile about the shit. Like it was nothing. Most people can't do that. See what I mean? So examples are you walk away from drama, not because you're weak, but because you value your peace more than power. Jessica's on here. We were talking about doing some real treacherous ass shit. Then I called her back a couple hours later. I'm like, you know what? No thanks. I'm not even interested in that. I entertained it. I'm fucking human. And I'm like, you know what? No, thank you. Nah, I'm cool. If she was on here, she would tell you. She would tell you. I said, I don't want to do that. Regardless of what these motherfuckers do, I don't need to stoop to what they do. Stoop to what they're doing. I'm a man about mine. I ain't no bitch. I'm not a rat. I'm not a snitch. I don't need to do all that. I'm cool. Right? So the question is, do I know what matters most? Or am I making it up as I go? And I think sometimes it's a little bit of both. Can I get a show of hands? Sometimes it's a little bit of both. I think, Rebecca, I think this is where both of those things are that we were talking about, the while and the whole merging together. Would you agree with that? Do I know what matters, which I do, and am I making it up as I go? Sometimes you have to, because you're not going to have all the answers, right? What do I stand for? You know that. Am I making the rest of this shit up as I go? I kind of have to. Okay. All right, reality, real fast. Knowing your value is power. Living them is peace, and that peace does not ask for permission. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. She said, yes, sir. Thank you. All right, here we go. Here's our re-intro into values. So take these Which ones did you guys like? Okay, I'm gonna run and I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a downloaded version. Here you guys go. There you guys are, man. So again, they all kind of hit. Awesome. That works. Okay, awesome. No, thank you guys. All right, well, ladies and gents, everybody said all of them. All right, man. I will see you guys tomorrow. You have a great night. Tomorrow, before we get started, look at your title thing we were talking about yesterday. I said take any belief, doesn't matter what it is. I suck at cooking. I this and the other. It doesn't matter what it is, even if it's a thought. Use a use a replacement ears to replace the old one with the new one. Okay, I don't care what it is. Just tell me that it got done. Kind of tell me what it was, so we can kind of talk about that a little bit if you guys don't mind. Can we do that? While we're doing that, we'll uh, finish up our values and then kind of go from there. Cool? Awesome. Thank you guys. All right. Good night, everybody. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a great night. Dream big.